Hey guys, what's happening? If you've been following me on Instagram, I've been talking about a new build that I'm working on. Yes, I love PCs. Macs are just crap. No, I'm kidding. If you like Macs, that's totally cool, but I'm a PC guy. It's just a lot more value for money, and I'm a bit of a gamer too. So, you know, on the weekends, I play with my brother, and we work as a good team. But anyway, back to the build. So I've got some parts here. This is not going to be a crazy detailed, but coming from a designer perspective, I'm going to be creating it and just giving you some tips along the way, and we're going to build it together and make it a fun little project and see how we go. So first up, I got all this cool stuff. The links will be in the description, so you can go research yourself. But I bought a new mouse. This is on special. The MX Master is really cool. It's got a nice grip, and I have a wide grip, so I love having that when I'm working on projects. I got some new SSDs as well here, so you can see I got an NVMe and a 1TB SSD. So all my mock-ups and stuff that I use in Photoshop, putting on an SSD is going to be a lot faster because I am using a HDD. Or a hard drive, but it actually uses a disk and it's a lot slower. So having these SSDs are going to speed up my workflow, going to speed up all my Adobe programs as well, and make it really fast. I've also got some power here. Corsair is always a good brand to go with. They're trustworthy, and yeah, a gold edition just makes it even cooler. I went with the Ryzen this time. My old PC actually had an i5 and Intel, and I'm sure if you're a PC person, you'll know about Intel, but a Ryzen 7 3700X is the way to go. It just has 8 cores, which is double mine, and 16 threads, which is really cool. It also comes with a cooler as well, so a lot more value for money, very high performance, and it also is great for multitasking. And because I'm always like jumping between like Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign, like it's all over the shop and going crazy. So I really need that extra power to be able to task switch and switch programs really quickly without having lag and crashes and stuff. It's just really annoying. And then a few things left. The RGB, this is faster RAM, so that means it can access the memory quicker. It's also got RGB, everyone loves RGB, so why not make the room a bit brighter. But cool. And then last thing, we got a Tomahawk Max board, which is a B450. So a B450 board is for AMD. So if you do get a Ryzen or AMD, you need to get a B450 board, and this was the best that I found. Great reviews and really cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it up and we're gonna take it one by one. I got my brother behind the camera, which he's gonna help me out. But yeah, I got a new case as well. I'll just quickly show you. It's the NZXT 510. It's got tempered glass, so you'll be able to see the whole build. And I'm a bit of a PC enthusiast, so I love having that. Something that you created. It's like when you have a design, when you create a logo or something, it's there, and when you see it in real life, it's just awesome. So I wanted that tempered glass look. It's also very minimal. I'm a minimal type of guy. I love that type of quality and feel, especially in my work environment and in my home as well. I love that type of vibe. So let's get stuck into it and jump into actually starting to build this computer. So first things first, started opening everything up. I opened the motherboard and I put it on top of its own box. And I kept the plastic bag and put on top so there's no static or anything. Open the CPU box, drop that in the slot. You can see that it has all the pins and you pretty much just slides in. Just put a bit of pressure and you need to pull the lever to lock it down. I then grab the CPU fan and you drop that right on top. It already has thermal paste on it, which is super easy. So I just slot it on top and then put the 2 side brackets in and locked it in so it's tight. And I made sure that it sits there. Then I got the RAM. It was 2 8 gigs, so it's 16 gigs all up. I put it in slot 1 and slot 3. You can also put it in slot 2 and 4. Don't put it directly next to each other, just put it in 2s. Then I got the NVMe drive, and you can see I slot that in on the motherboard, this little slot, and put 1 bolt just to tighten it. Once that was all done, I found all the bolts and the screws. Used just a simple Phillips screwdriver, and I put the motherboard inside the actual case. I put the case on its side, I took off the panels and the glass so I didn't break it. And then what I did was slide it in so the USB ports and all that at the back slide in. Then put the little frame to cover it up, and so it has its branded stuff. Then what I did is got the power supply, plugged it in at the bottom of the case, then plugged the plug into the power supply and then into the motherboard. And then I screwed in the bracket onto the SSDs where I'm going to put all my files. And you can see it sits there at the back of the computer, and that's it. And the build's done. Then I plug in my other SSD so I have all my files ready. And then after that, plug in the GPU into the PCI slot. It's like the big long slot. So what I've gone and done is went on a site called userbenchmark.com, and you can pretty much test your PC and also compare other builds. And this site is globally used, so it's very accurate. So you can see I did a performance test, and you can see for gaming it's 86%, it's in the green. Desktop is 133%, and workstation is 115%, which is really good because I'm using Adobe softwares and video editing and all that stuff. I'm really glad that the workstation desktop is really high. And if I scroll down, you can see it gives some descriptions, but you can see all the percentages here really high. This is my GPU that I'm using, is a 1070, which is still decent. And you can see all of these new SSDs are really working well as well. So overall, it's a great working PC. And I'll show you my old CPU and see the comparison. So I just have another tab here. This is my old CPU I was using. You can see it was I bought it like 5 to 6 years ago. It's 4 cores, 4 threads at 3.4 gigahertz. This one is 8 cores and 16 threads at 3.6 gigahertz. So you can see look how old this is compared to this one, and it's double the cores and like triple the threads, which is crazy. So you can see the speed plus 29% here. The average user bench 52%, overclock bench 35%. The value is 147%, which is good. It's got all this stuff, so you can see bonus threads and higher core count. All that is really good. So it's a high 100%. And then you can see the averages there. But yeah, so you can see it's really good, and it was worth the investment. And now it's going to help me, grow my design stuff and help me create better content. So yeah, there we have it, guys. Thanks for watching. I know this wasn't a full blown out tutorial or guide. It was just more of me just showing you how I'm building out my PC and my new build for future videos and content. And it's just going to make the whole process a lot better and quicker, so I can create more content and design faster for my clients and other projects. So you might have enjoyed watching this. Maybe it was a bit boring, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But I hope you got something out of this tutorial. And I'm going to be doing a tour of my desk setup. I'll be doing a video about that, so stay tuned for that. I think people will be interested, and I can highlight some tools and some things that I use. So yeah, hope you guys have an awesome week, and I'll catch you in the next video.